2017, my father became homeless and was going down the wrong path. My mother, my partner Vincent, and I became the sole caretakers of my father, finding him on the streets, making sure he ate every day, with one goal: get him sober. I often called you, looking for advice and wisdom. You became a constant partner of mine over the length of 3 years with the same goal in mind: to save my dad's life. In August of 2019, I called you and told you that my dad was on drugs and needed treatment. You got right to work, and in December, my dad was arrested for the last time on probation violation. He has since completed the Salvation Army rehabilitation program, began working a full-time job, and has reconnected with his family. We credit all of this to you, who we will always consider family. You gave me my father back. You gave my grandma her son back before she passed away. You saved his life. Our family thanks you from the bottom of our heart. Riverside County is lucky to have you, and God truly blessed us. Thank you.
This is the real story of a family reunited through faith, love, and support, made possible by the Riverside County Probation Department. This is the power of lives changed. This is justice made whole.
Hello, and welcome to the annual Riverside County Probation Department Employee Recognition and Awards Ceremony. My name is Shannon Crosby, and I am the Assistant Division Director of the Metro East Division. On behalf of our Chief Probation Officer, Ron Miller, the Executive Team, and the Awards Committee, I would like to welcome and thank you for joining us on this special day. The COVID-19 pandemic continued through 2021. However, members of the Probation Department pushed through the numerous challenges and continued utilizing innovative ways to ensure the mission of serving the courts, protecting the community, and changing lives was fulfilled. I would like to recognize our department's executive team members for their continued support and for recognizing our staff year after year with this awards ceremony. Chief Probation Officer Ron Miller, Assistant Chief Probation Officer Christopher H. Wright, Institutional Services Chief Deputy Probation Officer Elisa Porras, Field Services Chief Deputy Probation Officer Natalie Rivera, Field Services Chief Deputy Probation Officer Terry Dolstra, Strategic Development Bureau Chief Deputy Probation Officer Joe Doty, and Administrative and Business Services Chief Deputy Probation Administrator Sherilyn Williams. At this time, we honor our nation with the singing of the National Anthem by Denise Leonard, Supervisor with the Riverside County Superior Court.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watch, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Denise, for that wonderful rendition of the anthem. Now please welcome Chief Probation Officer Ron Miller.
Late in 2019, the news became increasingly focused on an emerging worldwide disease called COVID-19. On January 29, 2020, a chartered flight of 210 evacuees from Wuhan, China, was diverted from Ontario Airport to March Air Force Reserve Base, where they would be screened for the coronavirus. A few days later, I received a phone call from the Sheriff's Department about the feasibility of using Riverside Juvenile Hall as a base of operations for the plane's passengers who would be undergoing a period of quarantine. Who knew then what was in store for all of us over the next 2 years? We lost Deputy Probation Officer Julio Beltran in November 2020. In December of 2021, we lost Probation Corrections Officer Ryan Santana. In addition to losing members of our probation family, a number of our staff have lost family members and close friends during this terrible pandemic. I would like to hold a moment of silence in remembrance of all those whose lives have been lost over the last 2 years. Thank you. I had hoped that we would be able to gather in person for this wonderful event. We are celebrating 58 promotions, honoring 103 staff for 1,775 years of collective service, and delivering 9 special awards, 11 Division Employee of the Year awards, and lastly, 1 Chiefs Award. However, with the early signs of a rising surge in the late fall and early winter, we opted to hold this event virtually, one more time. We sincerely hope to be able to gather this time next year. I want to thank all those who participated in the ERAC, or the Employee Recognition Award Committee, and the many hours behind the scenes work that went into making this event possible. Thank you for your efforts. In a moment, we will hear from our keynote speaker, Presiding Judge John Monterosso. I am grateful to him and for his support of our department and our staff as we work to fulfill the tenets of our mission: serving courts, protecting our community, changing lives. Like us, Judge Monterosso has had to navigate the many challenges facing the Superior Court in Riverside County over the last year. This includes the challenges resulting from COVID. His calm demeanor and thoughtful approaches have gone a long way in ensuring the continuity of operations during these challenging times. Now, 1 or 2 comments before I get out of the way for the rest of the program. In January, I started meeting with staff individually throughout the department. It has been a great opportunity to meet our team, one-on-one, and to hear from you how the work is going. I am grateful for the examples of integrity, dedication, and excellence that I am seeing and hearing. I have heard suggestions for improvement, and I have had the opportunity to share why some things are the way they are. I hope that these conversations have been as meaningful to those I am talking with as those conversations are to me. In response to the comments I have heard so far, beyond the short-term Jeans Day, we're continuing to refine our telecommute and alternative work schedules. I don't want us stuck in 1950s performance measures where everyone must be in an office and behind a desk for their work to count. On the other hand, we can never forget that we are in the people business. And let's be honest, our effectiveness comes from our ability to connect with and encourage change with our clients. We must be present in order to better understand our clients and their risk and needs. We must be present to provide opportunities as well as maintain accountability. That is a responsibility we have to our communities and to the court. There are several other topics that I'm looking into to improve. These include communication, training, workload, work functions, staffing, amongst others. The concerns shared are important to me. By taking care of our team, I believe we are in the best position to help our clients succeed. I want to close by sharing that we're entering a new era. Previous definitions of community supervision will not be acceptable in the years ahead. Data about our clients, their past, their circumstances, and their opportunities is coming at us in new ways. Out of 2.5 million residents in Riverside County, only 10,000 individuals are under probation supervision. When we look at many of those clients, there are complex needs and challenges. We are responsible for helping those clients address those needs and aiding them in building the resiliency and support systems necessary for long-term success. While probation has been around since 1907, there has never been a more exciting time to be in this field. There are great opportunities ahead, and I am grateful to each of you who work in this department. All of you had choices about where you could work. You picked RCP. I look forward as we continue to shape this organization into a top-performing team where clients know they have the greatest opportunity for success. Congratulations to all of those being recognized today and for the great work being done. Thank you.
I'm the presiding judge of the Riverside Superior Court, John Monterosso. I want to thank Chief Miller for the opportunity to congratulate all of you being honored today for your service to the Riverside County Probation Department. I have spent most of my 31 years as a judge and prosecutor working alongside probation officers in the field and in the courts. I know firsthand the challenges you face every day serving your clients under extremely difficult circumstances. Circumstances made even more difficult the last 2 years as you try to provide the same level of service and supervision under COVID conditions. In addition, the changes and reforms coming to the criminal justice system have been fast and furious. From AB 109, the changes to the juvenile justice system, pretrial release reform, and other reforms emphasizing rehabilitation in the community have directly impacted probation departments, requiring hard work and innovation to keep pace. Throughout all of these challenges, you have stayed true to your mission to serve our courts, protect our community, and change lives. Each member of the Riverside County Probation Department deserves praise for their hard work in facing these challenges and the vital role you all play in serving our community. This is especially true for those who are receiving special recognition today. Those of you being honored include every vocation within the department, including administrative and facility staff, as well as sworn probation officers. Also being honored are many who have spent good portions of their adult lives as members of this department. 15, 20, 25, and even 30 years of experience with Riverside County Probation. People working decades at the same department speaks volumes to the quality of this organization. It also speaks to the satisfaction you receive by the work you do, particularly when you play a part in changing someone's life and thereby changing the trajectory of that person's family's lives as well. Nothing is more noble. Finally, what each honoree undoubtedly has in common is a commitment to the core values of the department of excellence, integrity, and dedication. Thanks again for everything all of you do for the citizens of Riverside County, and congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor. We would now like to introduce Assistant Division Director Mike Villalba.
We would like to start today's ceremony by recognizing more than 100 of our employees for their years of service to Riverside County. Combined, they have nearly 1,800 years of service. The first group of employees we would like to showcase have dedicated 15 years of service to our county.
Leticia Agreda.
Kathleen Arias.
Christina Ayon.
Daniela Berrigan.
Monica Vasquez.
Michael Brinkman.
Nada Carrasco.
David Castillo.
Patricia Savita Reese.
Christopher DeCoudris.
Crystal DeCoudris.
Ashley DeFries.
Donna Dietz.
Bobby Ellis.
Mario Gallo.
Anna Herrera.
Veronica Hewitt.
Todd Huff.
Michelle Johnson.
Claudia Juarez.
Maria Lizaldi.
Ida Marin.
Joshua Martinez.
Roger Medina.
Danielle Mayberger.
Ashley Parker.
Dwayne Peabody.
Marina Perez.
Evelyn Pumford.
Roy Ramirez.
Jeffrey Richardson.
Eduardo Rodriguez.
Laura Rodriguez.
Angel Ruiz.
Nancy Salcedo.
Christopher Sanchez.
Latoya Thomas.
Timothy Thompson.
Mike Vialba.
Kayla Wilson.
Jessica Burns.
Robert Ford.
Carolina Fasado.
Hilda Fragoso.
Irma Gibson.
Adrian Gonzalez.
Diana Gonzalez.
Timothy Goodwin.
Catherine Green.
Tiffany Honig.
Nanette Keating.
Irma Laura.
Kevin Mears. Norman Robinson.
Melissa Stone.
Heather Tinoco.
Bridget Vargas.
Kim Vivino.
Brenda Waterman.
And Natalie Zamora. The next group of employees have dedicated 20 years of service to our county. Viola Becker.
Alonia Bucard.
Dulce Sendejas.
Rebecca Cloyd.
Armando Cortez.
Juan Damian.
Angelica Daniel.
Esteban de los Reyes.
Melissa Duran.
Vicky Fries.
Derek Goss.
Lisa Hale.
Patrick Hennes.
Maximiliano Lara.
Melissa Lascano.
Kim Liu.
Sharon Lynch.
Lori Nicholson.
Sean Romero.
Pamela Searles.
Cynthia Severe.
Thomas Singer.
Clinton Taylor.
Cliff Vasquez.
Shelley Vadrodi.
Jerry Watson.
And Eric Willman. Ana Aceves,
Sharon Albano,
Lorena Dominguez,
Danielle Gutierrez Singleton,
David Kilmer,
Arturo Lopez,
Dennis Martinez,
Chandra McKinley,
Leticia Nelson,
Sandra Rosales.
Wayne Smith.
We have 2 employees who dedicated 25 years of service to our county. Those employees are Jason Bailey and Cynthia Lundy Rogers.
Last, but certainly not least, please join me in congratulating one staff who served 30 years with the county. Michael Belknap. Thank you again to all for their dedication and commitment to Riverside County. Next, we will be recognizing all staff promoted in 2021. Promoted to Senior Cook, Christina Cabanillas.
Promoted to Secretary 2, Sabrina Maynard.
Promoted to Probation Assistant, Gabriela Torres.
Promoted to Office Assistant 3, Jacob Stack.
Promoted to Gardener, Jose Pompa Nunez.
Promoted to Food Services Manager, Johnny Ortega.
Promoted to Executive Secretary, Leticia Haro.
Promoted to Correctional Food Services Supervisor, Veronica Velasco.
Promoted to Correctional Cook, Annalyn Pasion.
Promoted to Buyer 1, Arlene Jellison.
Promoted to Business Process Analyst 1, Jerry Watson.
Promoted to Business Process Analyst 2, Donna Dietz.
Promoted to Building Maintenance Supervisor, Julian Pondo.
Promoted to Administrative Services Officer, Ingrid Outlaw.
Promoted to Senior Probation Corrections Officer, Christina Ayon. Jose Ibarra. Tiffany Jackson. Jeremy Summers. And Ryan Swafford.
Promoted to Deputy Probation Officer, Carly Estrada. And Krista Zavala.
Promoted to Senior Probation Officer, Ashley DeFries. Colleen Freitag. Reina Perez Diaz. Inkiruka Lauren Thompson. And Christy Wilson.
Promoted to Supervising Probation Officer, Puahari Bobo. Ruben Correa. Kyle Hernandez. Tammy Olivares. Evelyn Pumford. Ruben Rivera. And Brian Walsh.
Promoted to Assistant Probation Division Director, Leticia Agreda. Rebecca Cloyd. Rachel Leitenberg. And Veronica Soto.
Promoted to Probation Division Director, Renelle Gaines. Olivia Cerna. And Latoya Thomas.
Promoted to Chief Deputy Probation Officer, Terry Dolstra and Joe Doty. And appointed to Assistant Chief Probation Officer, Christopher H. Wright.
Promoted to Supervising Office Assistant 1, April Carr and Stacia Gerard.
Promoted to Secretary 2, Rebecca Ulrey. Promoted to Senior Cook, Marilyn Solis. Promoted to Probation Assistant, Trina Price. Promoted to Office Assistant 3, Cherie Alvarez.
Promoted to Correctional Cook, Isabel Maldonado and Steve Rodriguez.
Promoted to Probation Corrections Officer, Yanette Almanza. Promoted to Senior Probation Corrections Officer, Thomas Hall. Promoted to Deputy Probation Officer, Miguel Lopez.
Promoted to Senior Probation Officer, Kimberly Gonzalez, Robert Kinder, Stephanie Luong, and Froylin Torres.
Promoted to Supervising Probation Officer, Carol Willie. Each year, staff from each division nominate co-workers they feel have gone above and beyond and should be recognized as the Division Employee of the Year. Each Division's Employee of the Year has exhibited exemplary service. Please enjoy short videos of each Division Employee of the Year to see why they were selected by their peers. The 2021 Administrative and Business Services Division Employee of the Year is Deputy Probation Officer Ashley Miranda.
Ashley Miranda has been an incredible asset to both the sworn and non-sworn background units. Ashley is a highly reliable individual who always comes through for her team. She displays professionalism, patience, kindness, and a team player attitude. Additionally, Ashley is intelligent, resourceful, and capable of thorough analysis of her investigations. While assigned to the non-sworn background unit, Ashley regularly assists the sworn background unit with PCO testing and orientation, CVSA examinations, notary duties, and completion of background summary reports. She takes initiative to ensure both units' documents and procedures are in line with both department policy and post standards. Her attention to detail is apparent in her ability to seek out and correct any outdated information, all without being directed to do so. Ashley's performance in her assignment is outstanding, but most of all, her character and strong work ethic are to be admired and imitated. The Backgrounds Unit is grateful for Ashley and all she does to make the division and the department stronger.
Alan M. Krogan, Youth Treatment and Education Center Division Employee of the Year, is Probation Corrections Officer Annabelle Chaidez Meza.
Ms. Chaidez exemplifies our department's core organizational values of integrity, dedication, and excellence. She models honesty, empathy, and respect to the youth she supervises while being fair and consistent. Her drive for excellence is evident in her everyday work, and although she has only been with the department for 2 years, her skills suggest that of a more seasoned corrections officer. Although she is often faced with challenging situations, she always maintains an optimistic attitude. Despite her limited experience in the department, she is heavily relied upon to train newly hired staff. She is always willing to help her peers regardless of the task. She sets very high standards for herself and those around her. It is this drive that has created an environment for amplified learning within her assigned unit. Other supervisors have commented on her ability to make sound decisions even in the midst of youth in crisis. Specifically, one supervisor stated, "She always has maintained a positive, can-do attitude even in the toughest times." Ms. Chaidez is a role model for the youth in her care as well as her peers.
The Desert Division Employee of the Year is Senior Probation Officer Gabriela A. Hernandez.
Senior Probation Officer Gabriela Hernandez is one of 2 seniors in the Desert Division's juvenile unit. Gabby is officially the intake officer, but she wears many more hats. She is a mentor and resource to other staff in her unit and in the office, assists staff in her unit with their duties, and serves on 2 committees in creating standard works for the in-custody and out-of-custody referral processes. She has professional and cordial relationships with court and district attorney personnel and can expedite processes using informal channels when time is crucial. She has further established credibility with new school resource officers by mentoring them on things they could do to be more productive with the cases they encounter. When her supervisor was out unexpectedly for 10 days, Gabby took the helm and led the unit without hesitation. She assigned reports, collected timesheets, and communicated with our managers to address any other concerns. She proofed all reports prior to getting signatures from another supervisor. She demonstrated her leadership abilities and her capabilities to step into the supervisor role. The demands of the unit likely would not be fulfilled so effortlessly without Gabby's sense of responsibility and teamwork.
Indio Juvenile Hall's 2021 Division Employee of the Year is Probation Corrections Officer Paula Olivares Herrera.
PCO Paula Olivares Herrera joined the Riverside County Probation Department in August 2007. She has worked in various capacities and assignments at Indio Juvenile Hall. Her past assignment was the court transportation line. In this capacity, she was responsible for the safe and secure transport of youth from our facility to various appointments to include court appearances, medical appointments, dental appointments, and facility transfers. The youth needs varied from special medical requirements, dietary restrictions for bag lunches, different security levels, and gang-related conflicts. She was always looking over the horizon to prepare the schedule and ensure everyone was aware of the transportation needs. She ensured all staff that were participating in her transport runs were trained, aware of any security issues, and the youth needs were addressed. Her operation and knowledge of transportation court operations has been praised by the local judges and facility supervisors. Her vigor to do the job right has been highly influential in helping smooth the transition to the new transport unit and ensure the operation remains secure.
The Metro East Division selected Deputy Probation Officer Alex Gonzalez Villa as their 2021 Division Employee of the Year.
Alex works intensely with the homeless population to get them to accept services. He gains their trust by going above and beyond in obtaining services and basic needs such as housing, food, clothing, treatment, transportation, and employment. Despite his clients being transient, his face-to-face contacts are high due to his diligent efforts to locate them out in the community or homeless encampments. Several of Alex's clients have attributed their progress and success to him. Alex has established strong connections with numerous county agencies, private businesses, and nonprofit organizations in the community to better assist his clients. He has worked closely with the county's Justice Outreach Team and Public Safety Enforcement Team, and promoted a strong working relationship with various agencies that relied upon to provide services and maintain safety to the community. He has been a strong liaison and a positive representative for the department. In addition to successfully managing his own caseload and various additional responsibilities in the division, such as backup court officer, officer of the day, translating and covering vacant caseloads, Alex does not hesitate to assist his peers in the office and regularly works overtime at Y-Tech. Not only is he an asset to Metro East Division, but to the probation department overall.
Metro West Division's Employee of the Year is Assistant Division Director Ashley Parker.
Assistant Director Ashley Parker has made a tremendous impact not only within her units, but within her team of supervisors. Assistant Director Parker is readily available to assist for coverage needs for other units. She is immediately responsive and helpful when questions are asked. She has been a part of several work groups, most notably the Pathways to Success program and the transition into Tyler implementation for probation database usage. In a time where leadership was most needed, Assistant Director Parker always stood up to take on more, advocated for her staff, ensured her staff and peers were cared for, and continued to make much needed improvements to the systems, processes, and the division. She truly embodies the department's values and serves as a role model not only to the staff she supervises, but to her peers. She gives tirelessly of herself and is truly an inspiration. As a woman in leadership, Assistant Director Parker serves as a role model, a mentor, and inspires those around her.
Mid-County Division selected Supervising Office Assistant Monica Vasquez as their Employee of the Year.
Monica is often referred to as the jack of all trades because of her vast knowledge of things ranging from facility issues to FMLA, timesheets, file setup and closures, and overall office functions. She is approachable, kind, and always willing to assist. Monica consistently takes on extra duties and can always be counted on to volunteer to help with projects and office events. When staff need something to perform their job duties more efficiently, Monica is the go-to person and always does the best she can to get the staff what they need. Monica's positive attitude and laughter are infectious. She is a key contributor to the positive atmosphere in the San Jacinto office and is an absolute pleasure to work with. Monica is truly the glue that keeps the San Jacinto office together and running. She exemplifies our core values. She displays integrity, is a dedicated employee, and valued peer.
Southwest Juvenile Hall selected Senior Probation Corrections Officer Tyrone Jones as their Division Employee of the Year.
Tyrone Jones has worked for the Riverside County Probation Department since May 2005. Since beginning his employment, he has served in various lines and shift assignments, including security, group, detention control, and duty officer. He leads with respect, patience, and displays compassion in working with and diffusing problematic youth. He has shown enthusiasm, creativity, and commitment in the position. He is always ready and eager to learn and take pride in his work. He does an exceptional job collaborating with the other institutions, control staff, the duty officer, nursing, behavioral health, and staff assigned to the living units. In addition to being an experienced and senior officer, Tyrone has played a vital role in training junior staff, as well as newly promoted supervisors with becoming familiar with institutional functions and operations. Tyrone Jones is a valuable asset to the Riverside County Probation Department and exemplifies what it means to be a senior probation corrections officer.
Southwest Services Division's 2021 Employee of the Year is Deputy Probation Officer Diane Stewart.
Diane Stewart possesses many positive characteristics which support our department's mission statement of serving courts, protecting our community, and changing lives. Diane has exceptional work ethic, is a team player, and always goes above and beyond to help in any way she can. Diane took it upon herself to mentor a newly assigned probation officer who was brand new to an adult supervision caseload. She was not asked to train the probation officer, but instead, Diane took on this task as she has a natural desire to help those around her. Further, in the long-term absence of a unit staff member, without prompting, Diane began to monitor the caseload and made sure the clients remained in compliance. She inspires her peers to strive to do better, and to no surprise, she not only received 5 different nominations, but one of the nominations had listed 18 different staff members from every unit throughout the office that had endorsed this nomination. Southwest Services Division is very honored and proud to have Diane Stewart as part of their team.
The Special Services Division selected Deputy Probation Officer Carlos Hernandez Alviar as their Employee of the Year.
Deputy Probation Officer Carlos Hernandez Alviar was transferred to the Department of Juvenile Justice Reentry position in March 2020 as a newly armed Deputy Probation Officer, and not only acclimated quickly to the requirements of supervision, but has become the expert in DJJ supervision throughout the year and a half he has been assigned here. Carlos connected with Hope Lutheran Church in Riverside to assist in obtaining food and essential items to deliver to probation families. He participated in events to transport food and built an ongoing partnership within the community. Not only does he go to great lengths to assist with basic supplies for our community families, but he also identified a gap in service provided to our DJJ reentry youth. Carlos assisted several of his youth with not only job employment information, but in resume writing, obtaining their California identification, and interview preparedness. He continues to demonstrate excellence each day, and though each instance could not be captured, the above clearly shows his dedication not only to the department, but to its youth's successful reintegration.
The 2021 Employee of the Year for the Strategic Development Bureau is Supervising Probation Officer Chaz Marin.
Since SPO Chaz Marin began working in the training unit, Strategic Development Bureau, she has provided a great example to her unit, peers, and to the management team. She arrives to work singing and dancing, and that lasts until the end of the day. Her positive energy brings harmony and unity to her staff, which somehow facilitated all the transitions her unit endured in the past 18 months. COVID hit hard and impacted the training unit immensely. For example, all in-person classes came to a halt. New online classes were created. The unit needed to learn how to use Zoom and teach the instructors. All SDC training hours had to be met in order to pass the state audit. The New Year's training catalog was created. Cores were scheduled, and 100% of the students graduated and remained healthy. Chaz is an amazing person, great worker, great friend, and great boss. She definitely deserves recognition for all that she does, her positivity, and her ability to balance life and chaos.
Staff members have an opportunity to be recognized in specific categories. The first category is our Special Recognition Award, which is given to an employee, team, or group for special achievement, contribution, or project. Our first special recognition recipient is Chief Deputy Probation Officer Elisa Porras.
With the passage of Senate Bill 823, the state realigned to the counties the responsibility for housing, care, and treatment of youth who previously would have been committed to the Department of Juvenile Justice. The Riverside County Probation Department chose Division Director Elisa Porras, a manager known for meeting issues head-on and for delivering results, to lead its charge. Using her technical knowledge and interpersonal skills, Elisa was able to work efficiently and cooperatively with others to ensure Riverside County had a housing unit ready to receive secure track youth on July 1st, 2021. Planning preparation events were held to outline roles and expectations for the court process and to develop case plans and behavioral health services for the Secure Track program, which has been aptly named Pathways to Success. She understands the concept of inclusivity in that she is patient and welcoming of different points of view, leading others to feel their ideas are valued and respected. These traits have contributed both to her success as a leader and to her success in driving the department's realignment project forward.
Our second staff member being recognized for special recognition is Assistant Division Director Melissa Guzman.
Melissa works with the Legal Affairs Unit, which is one of the most critical and demanding assignments within the department. Since 2019, she updated legislation and department policy. The Legal Affairs Unit assignments have statutory deadlines and an impact to the department. Thus, Melissa's methodical and organizational skills were a crucial asset to this department. Melissa continues to be sought out daily by managers and staff to assist with legislation and clarification regarding processes to ensure we as a department are following proper requirements. She ensured the department's best interests by providing the best outcomes through meaningful networking relationships with collaborative partners. She ensured the department's best interests by providing the best outcomes through meaningful networking relationships with collaborative partners, researching legislation, developing policies, has an exceptional work ethic, and she is a pleasure to work with. She is beyond deserving of this nomination and award.
We have 3 group awards. Our first group award goes to the Riverside Day Reporting Center Behavioral Health Team. Congratulations to Antonio Martinez, Don Maddox, and Irene Dean.
The behavioral health staff have always been an important piece of the Riverside Day Reporting Center. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, behavioral health staff stayed in the office along with DRC probation staff to help out people in crisis and provide support. Behavioral Health Specialist 3, Don Maddox, mostly works with students that are actively in a substance abuse addiction phase. As a substance abuse counselor, Don has educated staff to get better understanding on the effects of substance use in order to help other students. Peer Support Specialist Antonio Martinez is a graduate of the DRC program. He was released on AB 109 in 2012 and was referred to the DRC by his probation officer. He successfully terminated his probation and was hired through behavioral health. Clinical therapist Irene Dean has an overall pleasant demeanor that makes it easy for students to talk to her. She makes herself available for clients at times of need and is always willing to assist DRC staff. She is able to de-escalate students during mental health crisis. All 3 go above and beyond to help encourage the students. Due to their collaborating efforts with probation, there have been many successful stories of clients turning their lives around.
Our next group award goes to the AB 1950 project team. Congratulations to Christine Castro, Melissa Guzman, and Jane Venus.
On January 1st, 2021, AB 1950 went into effect. Assistant Director Christine Castro was asked to determine which current cases were eligible for termination and what processes would be implemented to address those cases. With the assistance of SPO Guzman, the team went to work reviewing the language of the bill and evaluating how the department would be impacted. They established a method for reviewing current probation cases to determine which would be eligible for early termination and created a process for addressing those cases. The team developed a report template and submitted it for review and approval by the presiding judge. Once the process was active, it was rolled out to the divisions while BIOS worked to develop a way to compile the data and track outcomes. Christine fielded numerous questions from the division staff and addressed all their concerns, often after seeking interpretation of the law from the presiding judge. The team successfully implemented the process despite the challenge of having to negotiate with the court staff representing 5 different judicial regions.
Our final group award goes to the Pathways to Success team. Congratulations to Hussein Bustamante, Ruben Correa, Carly Estrada, Ilse Flores, Dominique Glass, Eric Lopez Jimenez, Dennis Martinez, Katrina Martinez, David Madrano, and David Rodriguez.
In September 2020, Governor Gavin Newsom signed into law SB 823, which launched the ultimate closure of the Division of Juvenile Justice and shifted the responsibility of those youth housed in DJJ facilities to other counties, to the counties. After 8 months of planning, 12 staff were hand-selected and charged with designing, implementing, and working with this high-risk population. Unlike any other program in the department's history, the law required probation to work alongside county agencies as well as advocacy groups. This group of individuals were able to take ideas and concepts and put them into action. On July 5, 2021, they enrolled the first 3 youth into the Pathways to Success program. This team has been pivotal in creating a home-like environment and cultivating an atmosphere that promotes change. The Riverside County Probation Department values individuals who are not afraid to be trailblazers in uncharted waters. On November 5, 2021, 4 months after opening the program, the Pathways to Success team has welcomed 10 youth into the program and have upheld a high level of performance as demonstrated by department key performance indicators.
Our next award is the Community Service Award. This award is given to a staff member for exceptional service in the community. This year's Community Service Award recipient is Administrative Services Officer Lachelle Crivello.
In addition to being responsible for her division that assists the courts with ordering appropriate restitution amounts for crime victims that had suffered financial loss, Lachelle volunteers her time as a board member to My Learning Studio Outreach. This tutoring studio supports students and families who qualify as low-income, foster, adopted, at-risk, or court-appointed children. Sponsors for this program allow My Learning Studio Outreach to offer no-cost or discounted tutoring to at-risk youth. Their mission is to encourage and benefit all students and their parents academically in creative and innovative ways, regardless of ethnicity, gender, or sexual orientation. As a board member, Lachelle assists in any way to ensure these events run smoothly, such as helping with volunteer coordination. In addition to assisting with events like Explore Riverside Together or National Night Out, Lachelle attends board meetings, helps apply for funding and grants, and supports the owner of the studio with promoting the program and events. We all appreciate Lachelle for giving from her heart to help others in our community.
The Hero Award represents the very best human qualities in a staff member who brought control over chaos, rendered aid to someone who was hurt, or simply comforted those in need. The first recipient of the Hero Award is Senior Probation Officer Jack Hansen.
On October 13, 2021, Senior Probation Officer Jack Hansen contacted a transient PRCS client in Romoland. While speaking with his client, several people were observed coming and going from a nearby home. Upon noticing Senior P.O. Hansen, 2 people at the residence stated a female inside may need medical assistance. Senior P.O. Hansen located a female adult laying face up on her bed. She was unresponsive and not breathing. Senior P.O. Hansen advised dispatch that he was administering CPR and began rendering aid to her. Senior P.O. Hansen gave chest compressions and coached a family member on how to give rescue breaths. She was placed in a recovery position to clear her airway, and then CPR was resumed. AMR arrived on scene and took over CPR. A short time later, CAL FIRE arrived and assisted with care. Crews worked on her for about 30 minutes, but the female ultimately passed away. It was later revealed that the female had several medical issues, including the recent installation of a pacemaker. Senior P.O. Hansen has shown quality of leadership and contributed to the department's professionalism through his accountability, empathy, and humility.
The second recipient of the Hero Award is Senior Probation Officer Myra Ortega.
On August 4, 2021, Senior Probation Officer Myra Ortega decided to go to the Moreno Valley Mall. As she approached the entrance, she observed a young girl that was crying by herself. She asked her if she was okay and was told that her grandmother had fainted and was unresponsive. The little girl, age 8, had called 911 but did not know how to provide directions. Ortega took lead in speaking to dispatch and checking for signs of life. As officers arrived and took over compressions, Ortega took the little girl away from her grandmother's side to distract her. During that time, she was able to obtain her mother's phone number and contacted her via her personal cell phone. By the time the paramedics arrived, firefighters had declared that the grandmother sadly did not make it. During a sad and no doubt traumatic event for both the young girl and her family, Senior Probation Officer Myra Ortega was a pillar of calm and kindness as she not only provided care for the child but also to her mother during a tragic, life-changing event.
The Hero Award is also being awarded to a team from Indio Juvenile Hall who acted courageously and quickly to save the life of a youth experiencing a medical emergency. Congratulations to Michael Keechler, Tina Staton, Jeremy Summers, Sarah Sanchez, Shuggy Johnson-Haynes, and Gabriella Furman.
On July 8, 2021, SPCO Summers heard a faint noise from one of the rooms. He could see the youth was in distress. The youth did not appear to be breathing. The team jumped into action and quickly employed their CPR first aid training. PCO Sanchez raced to retrieve the AED machine, while PCO Johnson-Haynes assisted with the performing safety checks on 2 units. PCO Michael Keechler was finally able to partially dislodge the obstacle and then cleared the obstruction on the following rescue breath. The paramedics arrived and took over his medical treatment before transporting him to the local hospital. The youth was released back to the facility to celebrate his 18th birthday the next day. The combined response of Indio Juvenile Hall staff leave no doubt their actions saved this young man's life.
To present the Chief Probation Officers Award, please welcome Chief Probation Officer Ron Miller.
The Chief's Award is awarded to an individual who has contributed to the professionalism of the department, provided outstanding service to probation clients and the community, and demonstrated quality of leadership. Michelle is a prime example of going above and beyond her caseload. She provides guidance and assistance to others who need it. She demonstrates the qualities of a great leader. She is responsible, reliable, and adaptable, while assisting with caseload questions. Recently, she took 4 justice-involved youth to an event to honor their success and achievements. Hosted at the Giving in Claremont, the youth shared what true qualities matter and were reminded of their strength, tenacity, and positive attitudes. The youth were gifted the opportunity to select clothing that represented their best selves. Events such as these improve our youth's social and emotional well-being while strengthening community partnerships. Thank you for your great work, Michelle, and congratulations.
Finally, we'd like to give a special thanks to the awards committee who spent many hours planning and putting on this ceremony. Leticia Agreda, Sean Baghdadi, Kwahari Bobo, Jonathan Brewer, Sharon Kalnick, Christine Castro, Shannon Crosby, Don Davis, Glenn Franco, Sharon Lynch, Adriana Martinez, Robert Mujica, Elizabeth Munoz, Georgina Perez, Angie Rodriguez, Javier Santos, Jennifer Sherrill, and Kevin Slusarski. This concludes the Riverside County Probation Department's Employee Recognition and Awards Ceremony. Thank you for joining us to recognize the amazing individuals who work for our department. It is an honor and privilege to work beside such an outstanding team of people who are truly committed to serving the courts, protecting our community, and changing lives.
To learn more about the great things our employees are doing, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.